time to become a pirate. That's right. It's time for arms, baby. Woo! I'm excited. I'm excited because, well, I've been getting leaner. Yes, I have. Noticeably, if you go back a little while in the videos, you'll see. Take a look at the posing at the very end. And then take a look at the posing at the very end of this video, and you'll see that some leanness is coming in. So, that is exciting. That's something that I like to see. Something that, I mean, it's always a satisfying feeling to have your goals start lining up. You know what I mean? They're starting to fill out, starting to happen. So, whew, makes me happy, man. Makes me happy. I think that's a very important thing. If if fulfilling my goals didn't make me happy, why would you have goals? Why would I have goals? You know what I mean? There's no reason. And I feel like it would suck if you had a goal and you're working towards it, feeling like, okay, I'm going to be happy at the end of this. And then you get to it and you're like, oh man. Which definitely, I mean, it happens. If you listen to Chris Bumstead at all, some of his stuff is pretty interesting in that regard. He said something along the lines of he was working super hard to become, Mr. Olympia, classic physique. And he gets to the end of it and he wins the title for the first time. He doesn't really feel joy. He mostly feels relief that it's over and like, oh no, I'm going to have to perform this well or better next time. You know what I mean? And I mean, I can understand that. I can understand that that perspective, because at the end of some things, when you're performing at your top, you feel like, oh man, that was extremely difficult to get to. In any regard, doing anything, if you're working your hardest and you are achieving the best you ever achieved, afterwards you're like, okay, wow, that was awesome. I achieved a lot. I set some records for myself and for others maybe. How am I ever going to do that again? Oh man. How do you get past that? How do you get past that? I think that's kind of why people have primes in their life. Everybody says, Arnold in his prime, or I don't know, any football player in their prime, Tom Brady in his prime, anything. Every single person has a prime, and I think the prime is when they're leading the pack, right? They're leading the skill level of whatever they're in. And they're also still pushing it and getting better than they were, right? And they're in their prime until they stop leading the pack, right? And I think being in that position is very, very stressful. Although it can be cool, it can be cool to be in that position. It's very stressful. It's a very stressful position to be in because you feel like you're expected, because you're expected to pull things off. You're expected to pull crazy things off. You're expected to make things happen that nobody else has ever made happen. And, I think people need to People need to be in that position more often, put themselves in that position, be willing to put themselves in that position more often. And I think people will have a better time, because I think that kind of stress is good. But the kind of stress where you're like, oh man, I'm at the lowest of my grade and I still can't perform. That's even worse, because it's like stress and you hate yourself a little bit, you know? At least at the top, you're like, it's stressful, but also, I'm the freaking best, dude. Come on. Yeah, but I'll talk to you guys after. Go hit some pirate arms. And, yeah, maybe we'll talk about piracy after. I don't know. All right, Captain Jack Sparrow's arm day. Go! Finished, brother. Heck yeah. I've got a jar of dirt. I've got a jar of hurt in my biceps, dude. Triceps. Shoulders as well. Man, arm day is fun. I like it. Now the piracy thing. It's kind of funny. I didn't think about it too hard in there. I was kind of focused on the lift. I should have thought more about how it involves, working out, piracy and working out. Working out would make you better at piracy. If you want to be the Jack Sparrow or whatever the other guy's name is in that movie, the hot guy, the one that the guy that plays Legolas plays. You know what I mean? And of course, if any women are watching, which I'm sure they're not, but if they are, I mean, hey, I'm not kicking you out. I'd be surprised. They're probably getting mad at me because they're like, oh, it's this guy, this is the name, how dare you not know it? Dude, I'm not a girl and attracted to him to the point where I remember, you know what I mean? But anyway, I think you kind of have to act like a pirate, in this way. I don't mean you go around stealing things and, doing bad things to people. I mean, you got to take what you want out of your life, man. If you want something, you have to reach out and grab it. There's an action that you have to complete, right? Just like going to the gym, you have to get there. You have to sit down on the bench, lay back, and press the weight up. Or you have to pick up the dumbbells, curl that up, or, anything. You have to act. You have to act. Or else you won't get anything. And that's kind of what's cool about pirates, I think, is they take that to the point where it's like, man, I don't care at all. I don't care at all about anything else besides, hey, this is what I'm getting. I'm going to take that now. Thank you. And I think that's what's alluring about pirates. How much of a pirate can you be? Think about that. How much of a take what I want and make it happen no matter what? How much of that can you install into your hardware? I don't know. Without going to jail. You've got to have it, man. You've got to have a little bit of that to be able to do anything. I don't know, man. Being a pirate kind of sounds fun. Kind of sounds fun, living on the life of a little bit of danger, a little bit of scariness. A lot of people find that these days through video games, through things that, are less than, things that could be considered time wasters. But hey, you could use that time building yourself. You could use that time of, hey, I'm going to take what I want. Oh my gosh, that guy's lights are like, that was interesting. You got to use that time of I'm going to do what I want to build yourself, to make yourself respectable. And I don't mean respectable to others, because that can fall into the trap of, oh man, I'm worrying about what others think of me, and all these things. But what you really got to do is you got to learn to respect yourself. I've been talking a lot about that recently. And hey, I think a little bit of piracy is in your best interest if you want to learn how to respect yourself. Because the only people that pirates respect is themselves, which, isn't the best, isn't the greatest. But you could learn a little bit of that if you have none. If you have no respect for yourself, you could do a little bit of piracy, let a little bit of that into your life. But hey, that's it. That's all I got today. So like and subscribe and stuff if you liked it, and like the video, that is. And hopefully you get something from this video and put it into your own life, man. Put it into your own mindset. The mindset! You got to do sets for your mind. All right. Talk to you guys later. Bye.